It's 2025 and we got Ondo posting this. We would like to formally apologize to the Ethereum community for the recent spike in gas fees. Trading demand for Ondo tokenized stocks drove 10% plus of Ethereum gas usage in the past 24 hours. We appreciate your understanding during this time of on-chain adoption. Like, yeah, people argue on one side that that's really good because it's driving high usage, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, come on. They're making a statement talking about basically a giant flaw in the entire way that whole ecosystem kind of works. Doesn't mean Ethereum doesn't do good or bad things, but it's like, if we're talking institutional, like coming on board with this in certain applications, hence what Ripple's doing, they're going to go to a battle-tested fucking ledger, dude, that's efficient and low fees and regulatory compliant. It's still the only token with a designated legal clarity of not being a security. I do not see how this continues to go on in my world, you know. I think this moves elsewhere, but that's just me. And then this guy, dude, this Vibu guy, he was the one I was talking about a couple of videos ago about hosting the XRP and Solana debate in the X space, even though it wasn't really a debate, because he cannot seem to understand the value proposition at all of XRP. It's a bank meme coin. The people who buy it are fucking morons and stupid and believe in conspiracies and all this crap. I'm getting amped up.
Ripple, I give them credit. They're led by extremely smart people. They've managed their balance sheet exceptionally well, and they've been able to, build some real businesses here. But it's very clear that they are aligning themselves around stablecoins. And I think the XRP community needs to understand and wake up to what's actually happening, which is basically stablecoins. Like that is like that.
You'll bless this poor guy's heart. It's insane because already it's a giant conflict of interest when he's getting shit stirring up in the XRP community because he works for Solana.
That's the big play that they're making.
Right here, this dude's talking shit about every other project, how Solana's the GOAT. Product marketing, Solana Foundation.
Again, all respect to them because that's the right move, but they are far behind on stablecoins. I mean,
they started 9 months ago, give or take. They just reached $1 billion.
They're XRPL, which has
I don't know that
around $100 million of.
Yeah, it's $1 billion in terms of where RLUSD is right
90%
now.
90% of which is not on XRPL.
Yeah.
And that's a fair point, but this dude's so fucking short-sighted that, like, if he honestly, I literally just pulled up the thing talking about the problem with Ethereum with this shit. They did that to gain the market share because that's where the money's flowing right now. We just got done with Ripple Swell, them talking about how their stack of products is going to be centered around the XRPL. Yes, RLUSD is going to be used, but what chain is it going to be running on? We can make the assumption, say it with me, the XRPL. It's not that fucking far out when you got Brad up on stage telling you what the plan is. We can help you do this. They're building the product, the one-stop shop, and then they're going to utilize the ledger they probably have known the best and, done deals with over the fucking decade these guys have been around. I mean, it's not that far of an assumption. He's like, yeah, but 70% of on Ethereum. You think it's going to stay that way? I mean, okay.
10 months in, but at some point,
10 months in.
What they're doing in terms of building a financial stack is they're trying to get into a position where essentially the ledger is going to be the cornerstone of this. Obviously,
it's not even that fucking hard to see. Brad's literally on stage telling you that, and then granted, people I guess can look at that and be like, of course he's going to say that because he's got to pump his bags. But
that's tied to RLUSD. So I think the connection is here, and it's a very short. Okay, well.
Yeah, you hope so. No, I think you don't hope so is what I think, because this dude's face and body language, even in the X space, it's like, I think he just doesn't want it to be true because he's a fucking competitor.
Yeah. According to what Garlinghouse is telling us, we can only go off of what the CEO of Ripple is.
I think these guys are worried about it. Hence why they just can't. They can't wrap their mind around it. They can't wrap it around at all. Like, you can't draw a couple of connections. This dude's working for the fucking Solana Foundation. I assume he's not stupid by any means. So I mean, you really can't. You can't draw the connection, especially when Brad's up there telling the grand vision of what they're doing.
Is that this is the plan? So if they execute, then this model would be, in essence, the model that they've been trying.
Yeah, they're gonna build all their new products and financial stack, as Paul said, and they're gonna run it on Ethereum. That's what they're gonna do when they have the fucking battle-tested piece of hardware that they're telling you they're gonna utilize.
Now, granted, you throw the lawsuit out of the situation. You throw what's happened with the administration, which has been anti-crypto for quite some time. To me, this...
Yeah, especially towards Ripple.
This is a brand new frontier for all tokens, whether it is Ripple, whether it is Solana. almost anything that's got any kind of modicum of use case, there's an opportunity here.
This fucking guy, he's been heating up, and now he's like getting cocky with it. He's like talking real shit about people. We'll get to it. This dude, I can't. How can you not draw? It's not even drawing connections. That's what they're doing. They're not gonna fucking. Yeah, it's all in stablecoins and it's all in Ethereum for now, buddy. Yet again, I shout out to Paul, because Paul, in the video later on, he goes, "I'm not here to debate," but he just can't. He can't help but rebuttal the bullshit, especially this fucking guy spewing. It's so short-sighted, but I think he's just intentionally acting like that, dude. I don't know. Just in U.S. Senate to vote on bill to reopen the government while the crypto market structure bill remains stalled. It's a beautiful picture, though. But what else is new? At the IMF panel, someone had asked, will the IMF ever hold crypto assets? Brad Garlinghouse smirked like he knew something. Ross Lacow, IMF Deputy General Counsel, laughed, looked at Brad and said, for that to happen, a country would have to use crypto asset as its currency. Then silence, just smiles. That wasn't a joke. That was the NDA moment caught on camera. The Ripple escrow theory will sound like a conspiracy until it becomes an announcement. This is interesting shit.
There's 2 votes.
Let me try.
Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future?
Oh shit, look at that.
They're over here. That's easier. You want to take one? Go for it. The first one's for you. IMF. Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? I did not put that up there.
Hello.
Remember, I'm from the legal department. I'm supposed to be very conservative about these things.
That's the biggest answer you could ever give.
I don't want to go into great details about
Maybe
the IMF.
I should take what the IMF is going to do.
I mean, come on. I mean, what the fuck? That says everything you need to know right there.
I think we stunned Ross into silence with that one.
For that to happen, okay, under the current legal framework, some country would have to use a crypto asset as its currency.
There's 2.
Which country? Which country? And are we talking RLUSD, or are we talking XRP, or are we talking another one? Maybe it's Solana. Maybe a government's going to pick Solana. I don't know. The Western Union stablecoin. There's so many options they can pick. Endless. Get that shit off my screen, these fucking Ethereum fees. Oh, here we go again. DAI. I think he missed the XRP is at the center of everything we do. Part of Brad Garlinghouse's speech. Yeah, for real.
Ripple.
This guy truly thinks Solana is the fucking chosen one. Granted, everyone in their like crypto sphere of things thinks their coin is the chosen one. I think XRP is going to do better than a lot of them, but I think there's yet again that like 7 to 10 of them that are going to do very well. So you can't really go wrong with any of them. But one of them, to me, hence why I've been in this for however many fucking years, one of them seems to be going for the throat in terms of how much volume it wants to move. It's going after the big players. I mean, other ones are too, like not to get, I don't know, like Stellar and all that. They're all making good moves. Chainlink has a bunch of bullish news coming out about how they just basically solved the privacy problem for interoperability in banks. That's been the key thing. It's like they don't want public information out there, and they want their own siloed walls. Instead of texting on my way, I'm just going to start sending this. If you know, you know. Good movie. I got some problems with it. So Elon's chiming in. What's Elon saying? The reason government programs are so inefficient is that, unlike a commercial company, the feedback loop for improvement is broken because they have a state-mandated monopoly and can't go out of business if customers aren't happy. No matter how bad the service is at your DMV, you still have to use your DMV because it's a monopoly. That's very true in some cases. And and in reply to Ondo's thing talking about the gas fees, guess what the gas fees would be on the XRPL? Pennies. Pennies. Even, dude, any of the blockchain, like it's crazy, dude. Stellar, any of them. Fucking Christ. Paul Barron sets Vibhu straight. This moment in crypto is a brand new frontier for all crypto projects. What Vibhu is missing here is simply this. Every G20 nation, along with every other country, will have a stablecoin / CBDC on the XRP ledger. I mean, that's kind of just assuming. What the world needs when it reaches the place is a bridge asset to help settle it all, because not all FX pairings are equal or liquid enough to affect settlement efficiency. Short version, liquidity begates liquidity. He doesn't understand it. Yeah, see, I see this argument popped up a lot, but then at the same time, it's like, doesn't Chainlink solve this? Does it or does it not? I still can't get a clear answer because people always bring up like an argument back and forth, and even when like I'm looking it up and shit, I can't get a proper answer because even the AI fucking switches up on me, and I'm like, what do you mean? You just told me XYZ, and then it's like, oh yeah, I did, but then this, it's fucking like pulling teeth. It's not in the U.S. interest to be the dominant issuer of the global reserve currency. China doesn't want the job either, or it'll destroy their export industries. Wow, I gotta look into that shit more. Yeah, and here we go with Chainlink making moves, dude. They had their smart con, I think, about the same time Ripple Swell was going on. A lot of important people there too. I think Patrick Witt from the White House was there also, the DARPA guy. The privacy properties within CRE will come from a long researched, very well thought through system that is going to address the main problems of how to do private smart contracts on any chain. They're making moves, man. They're making real moves. I heard this, Layer 0 is integrating with Stellar, connecting its global payment network to the most widely used money infrastructure spanning 150 plus blockchains and 500 plus assets. With Layer 0, Stellar will be connected to all crypto. Stellar making moves. This guy apologized for using a high gas fee blockchain. That's true. Yeah, and Chris Larson is an investor in Yellow, and they integrated with the XRPL EVM sidechain. This was fucking crazy, dude, getting these clips at the Bitcoin conference. So this guy's hyping up Ripple Swell, and but this was the more thing. This was the Bitcoin conference. You just compare this shit to like Ripple Swell, and it's so laughable.
Let's go. Steak and shake, steak and shake.
It's such a fucking meme, dude. It really is. It's so crazy. Yeah, more about Chainlink making moves. Yet again, I don't dive too deep into Chainlink, but I keep up and I always see the main things that are going on with that. Raul Paul always gave me bad vibes. I think I mentioned this before on the channel. So this guy's saying this is let's see.
And I'm going to have a mix of protocols like Cardano.
I've never owned it, recommended it. So you recommended earning 20% yield on UST, which was backed by Luna. I did both, thanks to you. Well, you should never listen to anybody, dude.
Polkadot for interoperability.
What? Dude, this guy just... I have never done that. You need to watch the clip again in the context of the actual video and how I talk about how I've never invested in DeFi, and then I've publicly stated that I was not involved and didn't understand it or the risk.
I got to choose some DeFi stuff. Choose some DeFi, choose some DeFi, choose some DeFi, choose some DeFi stuff. Stuff like Terra Network. You can just put money, stake the network, and get 20%. And they're basically risk-free.
Basically risk-free at 20%.
Put money, stake the network, and get 20%.
This guy is always giving me scam vibes. I listened. I heard clips of when it was going around about him talking about the business cycle and Bitcoin and M2, and he's like, you just need to stay patient. But then he talks about fucking like Sui and shit. He just always these random projects.
20%, get 20%, get 20%, get 20%, get 20%, 20%.
All right, we got the idea. He's probably just walking contradiction. Bitcoin Teddy. Shout out Bitcoin Teddy. Yeah, here we go. This is Patrick Witt at the SmartCon.
The future, there's not going to be a difference between traditional finance and the crypto industry. It's going to become one thing. I think about, I don't have kids yet, but my brother has 2 daughters and 2 sons, so I'm an uncle 4 times over. And, for them, the thought of, a world before crypto is going to seem strange to them in the same way that they look at me with 3 heads when I talk about, landlines or, dial-up internet. That's where we're headed. And, folks like you, the work that you're doing to integrate, traditional finance into that future economic system is so pivotal. The future, there's not...
It's so crazy seeing how far we've come, bro. It is actually insane. Here we go. Cooktown, USA, Michael Saylor. Next time someone says MicroStrategy is a Ponzi, play them this Saylor Thug Life mic drop moment. Let's hear how Thug Life.
So what do you say to people who say, well, it's a Ponzi scheme because every time Bitcoin goes up, you issue more equity and debt to buy more Bitcoin. It just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, just like developers in Manhattan, every time Manhattan real estate goes up in value, they issue more debt to develop more real estate. That's why your buildings are so tall in New York City. It's been going on for 350 years. I would call it an economy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd say Manhattan real estate's a lot more valuable than Bitcoin. I just got done watching a video basically going more into depth about how along the lines I've said that obviously they want Bitcoin because Bitcoin's good for the energy companies, and they were talking about how when you really think about it, it's like there are these untapped locations that you can't rig up to the grid. So the energy companies are aware of this, but they want to monetize that energy. So that's where the Bitcoin miners come in, and they set up shop on these untapped energy silos, whether it's wind or fucking natural gas, whatever, because the mining rigs can fit in shipping containers. So they can just fucking set up shop on that, and then they're monetizing that. It's crazy. All right, so I hate this clip with a passion. This
mentioned you met Satoshi in Seattle in 1993. Yes. He also came to you in a dream. You have a nice.
I go off on that in the Patreon. Motivation is temporary. Discipline lasts forever. All right, Paul Barron, I got you. Just in, Michael Saylor says to buy Bitcoin now. I'm sure he would, dude. I'm sure he would. Here we go, Vibu again, this fucking guy. Dear XRP Army, I surrender, you win. I'm retiring from crypto and will be reskilling as an HVAC tech. Please stop following me. Yeah, he's like always throwing shade about how like Uber drivers buy XRP and shit. I don't know how that's a valid argument, because there's definitely degens buying fucking Solana, dude. You kidding me? It's the meme capital of the world. So I don't know how. Well, I do know how blind he is, because he's blatantly biased. He's on the fucking opposing team that's been doing things right. It's just the stigma with the whole thing too. It's like I just don't see the big institutions going with Solana. I mean, it could be wrong, but I think they've settled in that. That's what that Western Union deal is all about. It's like trying to bring that legitimacy to them, but it's like it's with Western Union. It's like Western Union was already on its way out, and like the stable coins and digital wallets already just take out Western Union's business model. So like, why the fuck would anyone even like do business with that? I don't know. We'll see. See what happens, guys. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, notifications to help the video out. You can support on Patreon. I got a bunch of exclusive videos up there. One of them, yet again, going through that whole clip of Michael Saylor with his bug eyes. Shout out Glenn and Bracken in the Minutemen over on Patreon. I appreciate it. Let's go.